The Anasazi, or Ancestral Pueblo. One of the least likely places to settle was the arid southwest. But more than 3,000 years ago, the Anasazi moved into the area known as Four Corners, where Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah meet today. The Anasazi are also called the Ancestral Pueblo, or Ancient Pueblo people, because they were the ancestors of modern-day Pueblo nations, including the Hopi and the Zuni. The name Anasazi, which means ancient enemy, was coined by the Navajo, who migrated into the southwest and fought the Ancestral Pueblo people. The Anasazi name has stuck through long-term use. Initially hunters, the Anasazi later learned to cultivate corn, maize, that had originally been domesticated in nearby Mesoamerica. About AD 750, they began building above-ground structures, and later they constructed cliff dwellings. These soaring adobe buildings, later called pueblos by Spanish explorers, from the Spanish word for town, or village, resembled modern-day apartment buildings with hundreds of rooms. They were often organized around a central plaza high on a mesa or perched precariously on the side of a cliff for protection against invaders. Pueblo Bonito, near the north rim of Chaco Canyon in the Anasazi homeland, reveals the Anasazi's architectural sophistication. Here, dwellings rose 4 or 5 stories on all sides of a communal area. Residences were interspersed with kivas, ceremonial lodges for religious rituals. A perimeter of smaller adobe structures, probably used for storage, flanked the compact living area. Perhaps as many as 200 people lived in the pueblo at its peak. Adobe is a building material made of dried bricks of mud. The Anasazi, along with 2 other neighboring groups, were among the first Americans to irrigate their fields. They built low walls to divert water from the steady winter rains and sudden summer thunder showers. Besides providing drinking water, these channels flowed directly to their corn and vegetable plots. The Mogollon people, desert peoples to the south, also altered the course of existing stream beds. The Hohokam, near the Gila River in southern Arizona, used man-made canals to flood their fields. Archaeologists estimate that their remarkably engineered Anasazi irrigation systems at Chaco Canyon permitted several thousand people to live within its walls at one time. Many more people lived in smaller, outlying communities, all connected by miles of roadways. Along these routes, archaeologists have excavated shards of black-on-white pottery, basket fibers, and turquoise chips. People who had to capture every single drop of water to survive were obviously vulnerable to drought, and drought is apparently what led to the downfall of the Anasazi. By examining tree rings and wood used as beams in Anasazi pueblos, scientists have determined that very little rain fell during the middle years of the 12th century. During this period, the pueblo dwellers somehow managed to survive. But a second, more severe drought struck between 1270 and 1300. This time, reservoirs and irrigation ditches went bone dry and stayed that way. Crops withered in the fields. The Anasazi abandoned the canyon. Survivors blended into other tribes, which would soon be named the Pueblo by the Spanish. How archaeologists name ancient peoples archaeologists when excavating cultures that left no written records and had no contact with Europeans do not know what these early people called themselves. In many cases, the people are named after the site where important artifacts and remains were discovered. For example, archaeologists borrowed the name of an Ohio governor's home, Adena, and gave it to the culture they unearthed there. Other archaeologists, digging up Native American remains on the Hopewell family's farm in Ohio, gave the ancient people the name Hopewell.